When it comes to holiday gifts, it's the thought that counts, right? Or is it? We'll be discussing that and more on today's episode of Souls in Bloom. Hey everybody, I'm Laura.
I'm Kristen.
And this is Souls in Bloom, where Kristen and I have open, candid, unscripted conversations in hopes of inspiring your personal growth and ours too. And today we're going to be discussing the holidays in general, but more specifically, etiquette surrounding the holidays, how we can keep peace at the dinner table, perhaps. And we're also going to go over some gift ideas for the person that is like impossible to get everything or anything for, I should say. So that's today's topic of discussion. And kicking it off with etiquette. What's the number one etiquette rule you think for the holidays?
Well, I just want to first admit that when we talked about this topic that I had no idea how to spell etiquette.
It's a hard word.
We had a really good laugh about that.
True.
We're like, and then you looked it up and I'm like, no, that's not how you spell it. Like,
yeah, it's a tricky one.
Well, for me, like going to somebody's home, right? Whether it's a friend or a family.
Yeah.
There's all types of etiquette. There's etiquette where, you may bring stuff with you, like obviously not just a gift if it's like Christmas time or something like that, but it could be food. Like, were you asked to, or did you just bring it on your own, like as a gesture type of thing? I know I always ask beforehand, like, hey, what can I bring? Right?
Yeah. I think that is the etiquette, to ask the host or hostess, like,
yeah,
what can I bring?
Yeah.
And if you want to bring something, like you absolutely feel like you should, then definitely imply that or let that know. Oh, I have this traditional dish I love to have every holiday. Is it okay if I bring it?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah. Even if they don't, say anything up front, offer, because if you're not the one cooking, you can definitely alleviate some of the stress and busyness of the person cooking by bringing a dish or two with you.
Yes, absolutely. The other thing too I'll throw out there is like dietary needs. If you have any dietary restrictions, see if you can bring a dish, so at least you know that you have something you can eat if everything else on the table isn't going to work for you.
Yes.
And yeah, if it's appropriate. If not, like if it's a situation where you really, you're a guest at somebody else's house, you feel uncomfortable asking, just stuff yourself before the party. I hate to say it, but if you have that strict of a diet, you should probably maybe get some food in you before you go, just in case there's nothing that will, suit your needs, really.
Yeah. But on the other end of it, a host etiquette would maybe want to ask that and make sure, like if there's any maybe allergies or something that you don't like. Like, for example, I know my mom, whenever we get together, even for just a family dinner, she'll be like, oh, I plan on cooking this. Does Kyle eat that? Or, and stuff like that. So, etiquette, etiquette as the host can do that as well.
Yes, that's true. When I was writing this whole list, I never even considered the hostess perspective of it, or host. I was thinking like being a guest, but you're absolutely right.
Well, I didn't either until you just said that. So I'm like, oh.
Now we got it. Yeah. We have to tackle it from both sides now.
Yeah.
Well, as a host, when you invite guests, be clear about the theme of the party. If there's a theme, like you're doing the ugly Christmas sweater theme or something like that, or if there's a dress code, you don't want those ugly sweaters at your party that you're hosting. You need to let your guests know. Mm-hmm. And as a guest, you should get clarification on what the dress code is.
Yeah, because some families wear like pajamas and very comfy, cozy clothes. And others, they dress up. They wear like their best outfit or like a really nice dressed up holiday outfit. And I know for me, I can go either way. Like if it's just at my family's house, I usually just wear like my parents' house. I'll usually just wear like a more comfy outfit. But if I'm going to like an aunt's or uncle's or friends or something like that, I'll dress up a little bit more, unless there's like a pajama dress code or something like you mentioned.
Right. Yep. And you need to find out what that is and then like participate.
Yeah.
If you're not like crazy about ugly sweaters, but that's what they're doing, like just participate. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Dress up
Yeah.
once in a while. It's not going to kill you.
Have some fun.
That's right. Have some fun. That's right.
Yep.
As a little courtesy, and this goes across the board for not just holiday parties, but anything where you're meeting up friends. If you're going to be late, let somebody know. Just shoot a text to the host. I'm running, 15, 20 minutes behind. I'm still coming. Just letting you know. Because especially at parties like in this situation, sometimes they're waiting to put an appetizer out or something like that till all the guests arrive, or they don't want to start a game until you're there, or whatever the case may be. So like
exactly.
Be courteous and let people know if you're running behind. I think that should be a common courtesy for like everything. I'm like a huge stickler about that.
Yeah.
Even if I'm running like 5 minutes behind to an appointment, I'll call the office and be like, I'm still coming.
Yeah. Well, me too. And my mom is like that too. Like I think that's where I get it from. And she always said, like, if you're not 10 minutes early, you're late.
Oh, that's very strict. I don't have that kind of, I don't know.
She's gotten a little more laid back. A little more laid back over the years, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'd have a tough time. I'm like chronically late for everything, but I'm very good about letting people know that I'm coming.
Yeah.
Hostess gifts. What's your opinion on hostess gifts or host gifts?
Like giving a host a gift?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. That kind of was something like I mentioned earlier. Like if you're not like assigned to bringing a dish or something, I always feel like I don't want to go empty-handed. Like, so I'll bring like a bottle of wine or, like a dessert. If it's not asked for, I will bring it on my own. I think that's kind of, like an old school moral type thing too, like never go to somebody's house empty-handed type of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I always make sure I bring something, even if I'm not asked to.
Yeah, I agree with that. Unless they specifically say like, please don't bring me any gifts. There's nothing I want. Then I would bring them something edible anyway.
Yeah.
Just like a small little treat or something, just a little, thank you for hosting, something that they're gonna like.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know. I'm that person that always brings something, or like I'll make something. That's the other thing. Maybe not necessarily something crafty. I'm a very big bring edible things to people because a lot of people don't want more stuff. Like they just don't want more stuff, and so you bring something they can consume. And there you go. I used last year I was gifted sourdough bread like it was going out of style. I was making sourdough like 2-3 times a week.
Nice.
So I was making different flavors and bringing those to holiday parties and
yeah. And I mean, that's an awesome gesture. I do it all the time too. I always bring something.
Yeah.
And I think regards to like guest etiquette once like food starts being made, I know for me, I always try to help in the kitchen or at least ask if the chef needs any help. Can I set the table? Can I clear something, like clear the table? Can I, chop up vegetables? Tell me what to do. You want me to wash the dishes?
Yeah. And there's a tip for your host too. Don't say no to help. If someone's offering to wash your dishes, don't say no. Just accept the help. It's going to make your life so much easier. Or like assign somebody something. Can I help you do anything? Yeah. Can you go grab all the dirty dishes off the table that people left and just stack them over here so I can wash them? Okay, great.
Yeah. Anything.
And there you go. Yeah. Because people want to help. They ask because they want to help, not because, they feel, maybe they do because they feel obligated, but they're asking. So take them up on the help. And some people will really want to help and we'll come back around to that in a little bit. But anywho, don't complain about the food. That's what I have written down. Last little tip.
Yes. If anything, give a compliment. Even if you don't like it, there's got to be something on the table that you can compliment.
Yes, absolutely. And I already had written that down. I mean, if it, like we talked about earlier, bring your own dish. If just make something you'll like. If not liking things is a concern of yours, bring the thing that you will like. But yeah, it's so rude to, if you want to discuss that with your, privately after you leave the party with your spouse or whatever, whatever, behind closed doors, that's your business. But at the party is so distasteful. Just don't do it, because it's so much work hosting, and like maybe they generally like messed up a recipe or something because they have been so busy they're cooking 7 dishes at once and they forgot a little seasoning in this dish, or like that ingredient in that dish, or whatever,
Yes. And even if none of the food tastes good, I'm sure you can at least compliment their decorations, maybe. Or
there you go.
There's gotta be their outfit. Oh, you look really nice tonight.
Yeah.
It's gotta be something.
Yes. Compliments are very good. They're good, and they'll keep the peace.
Yes.
Wait, unless you have anything else to say about the etiquette stuff.
No, let's go right into the next
There's
topic.
our segue into keeping peace at the dinner table. So I like, and I already forgot what point I was gonna make that. I was like, we'll come back around to that in a second, and then I totally forgot to do that. Oh, I forgot one. I forgot one of the etiquette things.
Okay. Go back to it.
If there is a gifting game or some sort of gift thing and there's a price limit on that gift, stick to the price limit. Don't be a hero that goes above and beyond and then makes people feel uncomfortable because everybody wants to steal your gift, or like be like they don't want those other gifts because then they're like, I don't want that. I want that. And then the person who brought that is going to feel very sad.
Yeah.
So just stick with your budget. That's all I wanted to say about that.
Agreed.
All right, now we're talking about keeping peace at the dinner table.
Yeah. Or really just in general. I mean, it can happen on the couch, it can happen in the kitchen.
That's valid.
Absolutely. Let's try to keep the peace this holiday season.
Yes. Let's just go with the very obvious one first and foremost. It has been a very heated political season with the election and all that. Keep the politics off the table, y'all. Just bite your dang tongue because that can just absolutely spiral out of control and ruin the whole holiday. Yeah. Seriously, it can, because people are heated, and let's just leave it off the table if we can. Or, I would love to talk to you about that, Uncle John, but let's not do that right now.
Right. This isn't really the place. How about you tell me about how your dog is doing? Maybe try to change the subject.
Yes. And now I remember what I was going to say, going back to dishes, but we'll come back there in 2 seconds. That is a brilliant thing. No, because people who like to be boisterous and talk a lot generally are happy to talk about themselves too. I don't mean that in an insulting way. I'm saying like you can use this as your like, ask them about them so they can talk about things going on in their life versus like these uncomfortable conversations that they're trying to steer it to. Get them to start talking about their life and like something else you'd like to hear about, like the dog. Yep. What's your latest hobby? What have you been doing when you're not at work? You're retired now. What have you been up to with all this newfound free time? For an example.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
I wrote down other examples and I can't remember. Oh, have you seen any good movies recently?
Yeah. Also, you can do more of like a, kind of like a, how do I describe it? Like you're going to maybe disarm them a little bit. Like if they keep going back to that subject, whatever that subject is, maybe they'll answer your question about the dog. And then they'll be like, well, about that election, you can just say like, just say sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Maybe if you apologize, they'll be kind of like, oh, say I'm sorry. I don't really want to talk about this right now. I don't really think it's wise. Maybe the kids are around. Maybe you don't want to talk about it in front of the kids. And that sometimes can disarm them when you're apologizing. Maybe you can say you don't feel comfortable talking about it. And hopefully that'll make them be like, okay, let's not talk about it then, because it's hurting your feelings or making you uncomfortable or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And that could be any topic. It doesn't have to be about politics.
Yeah. And if Uncle John insists on talking about the taboo subject, whatever it may be, you are free to leave the situation. Mm-hmm. Like we've talked about this before. You can always say no, put up your boundaries, whatever they may be. Just say, you know what? I need to step away for a second. You don't owe anybody an explanation. Just get up and step away. And this is when I'm coming back to the helping with the dishes thing. That's a perfect excuse, and it can get you away for several minutes to go help in the kitchen. So people in the kitchen realize you might be helping your niece Susie get away from Uncle John's awkward conversation by helping you in the kitchen. So say, sure, come help me over here. You can say, I need to use the restroom. You can say, oh, I have to take this call. Just fake a phone call. Go step outside for a minute. Whatever. If you need a break, it's okay to take a break.
Yep. I actually had written that down as something to talk about because it can definitely help, because then maybe that person will forget about it, or they'll be like, okay, well, they're really serious. They don't want to talk about it. They just left the room or whatever. So that was definitely something to talk about, like to bring up. So
yes,
excellent.
And hopefully, if you still want to talk to Uncle John, hopefully by the time you come back, the subject's been changed. He's engaged in something else with somebody else, and you can,
Yep. Carry on. You can carry on.
Exactly. Oh, that was another thing. If you're going with a guest, let that guest know that you have concerns about like getting stuck in conversations with certain people. Because I think generally speaking, not always, because maybe you're going to a holiday party, you've never been there, you don't know all the guests, or a work party and it's a new situation, you don't know. But overall, most of us are doing like a family related thing. We know how our family can be. So if you can tell your spouse or whoever, like, hey, Uncle John loves to talk about this thing that makes me really uncomfortable. If you see me like stuck in conversation with him, can you just like come over and grab me really quick? Just let them know so that you have an out, and let them be kind of aware of it. And they don't hold it against them if they don't help you, because they might be engrossed in conversation with somebody else. But it's nice to have that little like backup.
That's a good idea. That's a very good idea.
Yeah, I got codes for my husband.
Really?
Oh, he knows because there's like certain topics that I'm just like, oh, I don't want to hear it, or like, just make me uncomfortable. And like, I have anxiety issues, so everything sets me off. But so he'll know, he can tell when I'm kind of getting like uncomfortable, and he'll change the subject when, if it's like a group conversation or something. He's pretty good at that.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Yeah.
Also, I kind of just thought of this too. You can kind of make it like a game. Like say you're the one that gets heated over certain things, or annoyed with Uncle John, or, maybe even upset over certain comments. Play a game with yourself to see how many times you can keep it cool in the situation.
There you go.
And kind of do it as like a little personal growth type of thing for yourself. And, every time Uncle John pisses you off, instead of you saying, hey, Uncle John, just say it a little.
I'm sorry for any Uncle Johns out there, but
the funniest thing is I have an Uncle John.
Everyone's got an Uncle John, okay?
My dad's brother.
John, believe it or not. I might have a distant Uncle John.
So when you brought up Uncle John, I'm like, I have an Uncle John. But luckily he's more like
him here.
He's more of like a laid back, so he's not really that type to be, like starting issues and stuff. But yeah, see how many times you can keep it cool instead of feed into the argument, or, whatever the situation is. Keep a tally and maybe reward yourself afterwards or something with, I don't know, an ice cream or a glass of wine or a new purse or a pair of shoes.
Yeah, there you go. You did good not arguing.
Right?
Well done. Here's the thing. Like in general, I know you feel passionate about things. We know. Mm-hmm. The holidays is not the time to have that conversation, whatever that passion is, unless it's like a positive thing. I really like art. Okay, cool. Controversial passion. It's not helping at the holidays. You're not changing anybody's mind, especially in this scenario where it's just like people aren't open to it during the holidays, especially. They're trying to relax, have a good time, drink their drinks, eat their foods. Mm-hmm. And it's not worth it. All it's going to end up doing is making things uncomfortable and making you upset and making other people upset too.
Yeah.
And potentially like you do have the potential to ruin a party, quite frankly.
Mhm.
And that's not cool for the hostess, who has to typically play peacemaker, because usually the hostess is the one inviting the different personalities to a party, right? So she's trusting, or he is trusting, that everything will run smoothly. And
Mhm.
they're probably inviting people to have everybody be enjoyable and have a good time around everybody else, and not to cause drama. So just bite your tongue. It's not the time, the place. It
Yeah.
really isn't.
And you know, these holidays, they come around only once a year. So, you know, do you really want to risk ruining it, or, you know, have somebody else, you know, get you all mad and upset and ruin it for you, you know? So
Right.
it's only happens once a year.
Yeah.
You know, time is limited kind of thing. So kind of
Yep.
just try to
No, out, chill. Let them have their wrong opinion and just let it be, because you're not, the least likely scenario is that you're going to open your mouth and convince them to have your opinion now, and everything's going to be hunky dory at the end of the night. That's very unlikely. So just, it's okay. If you want to have that conversation, that's fine. Make plans to have it another night. I'd love to discuss this with you some other time. Not tonight, though, but some other time. Maybe we can have a conversation.
Yeah. And especially if there's kids around, you don't want to argue in front of kids, or, you know, make someone upset or mad or anything. So,
yeah, for sure. Which brings me to another point. This is kind of etiquette and keeping the peace kind of thing. Watch your booze intake.
Yeah.
Just saying. Try to limit that, because once you've consumed too much, and I get it, holiday parties are fun and people bring the most delicious drinks to holiday parties. But the more you drink, the more loose-lipped you're going to get and emotional and less control of yourself and blah, blah, blah. So maybe consider trying to limit how much you're drinking for the party. Just a suggestion. I'm not trying to be the booze patrol, but
yeah, or you can be the typical Uncle John that falls asleep on the couch every year. Because
Uncle John, who argues his politics, then passes out in front of the TV to a sports game, most likely. After all, multiple beers and whiskey. This is making me want a rum and eggnog.
Ooh,
My personal favorite holiday drink.
Yep.
Have Morgan Spice rum specifically.
Very good.
And yeah, okay. And so my final note about that was just remind yourself that this is a short interaction.
Yes.
For better or for worse. You know, you only have this, like Kristen said, it's once a year, and it's so fast. Like those holiday parties are like a couple hours and then they're done. Unless you have like a crazy family that likes to party all night.
Or those crazy work parties that, you know, go into the after hours at the bar next door.
Yeah. Those could be fun too. But, you know, either way, even if it's the entire night, it's like less than a day out of your entire year, for better or for worse. You're seeing people sometimes that you don't get to see but once a year. Yeah. So try to make the most of it, but also realize if you're not enjoying it, that it's so short, like, and you only have to deal with it once a year. So like there's both ends of the spectrum on that, and just, it's a short period of time. Just keep that in mind.
Exactly.
You can't, I'm such a hand gesture person. You can't see my hands at all.
I know, me too. And sometimes you just see this sometimes.
Yeah.
I have to go higher so you guys can see my hands.
I guess on the Apple podcast, we're on Apple Podcast, guys. It won't matter at all. But here, I just feel like I'm doing so much down here, but I just look I don't know, whatever. Anyway, moving right along. Did you have anything else to add on that before we move on to my favorite section?
Yeah, let's go to the favorite part, the favorite section.
I'm hoping, I have an idea of when I want to get my mom. Okay. I'm hoping maybe you might be able to give me a suggestion I haven't thought of, because in my life, that person that's impossible to buy stuff for is my mom, because she's got everything. She's got the means to buy things for herself that, like, if she wants it, she's just going to get it, kind of thing. She's trying to downsize. So like, I don't want to give her a bunch of junk that's just going to sit around.
Yeah.
So I don't know. She's a hard one to get stuff for, and my husband too. But do you want to kick us off on your gift ideas?
So recently, as of last year, our family decided that we're not going to do gifts anymore, that we're just going to do so we're just going to have like the family get together for, lunch or dinner or, whatever the situation. Because it just got too hard. Like nobody knew what we wanted anymore. You get somebody something like material and you're waiting for them to wear it. You never see them wear it. So it's like, it could be really hard. But I did come up with some like, trying like for the impossible person or the person that has everything type of thing. So maybe we want to go like one for one, maybe.
Yeah. Let's see. How many do you have on your list? That's the question.
7.
Ooh, I got you beat big time, girl.
Yeah.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Sweet. So you can do like 2, when I do 1, and then obviously we'll keep up. Okay.
You go first.
Okay. So my first item I've been using, and if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll know what that is. And it's a juicer. And I freaking love this thing.
Yeah.
And it could literally be for anybody. Like I even talked about it on my Instagram that even children can use it because there's no sharp parts. Like the blade in it is plastic. So like you can touch it and everything. The kids can touch all the pieces and not hurt themselves. And it's fun. Like one side, you can put the fruit, vegetable in with the peel, with the skin, maybe not an orange because it's a little, or, what I mean?
Yeah.
And will be fun for kids too. And one side, the juice comes out, and the other side is all the pulp and skin and stuff like that. And people use that as compost in their gardens and stuff. So it could be like reused. And the one I have, it's been on sale. It's under $80, but I think it's on sale now for like 50 or 60 for like Black Friday. But I love it. And I think that could be a great gift for literally anyone.
You know what? I think we can put the links for all of these things in the YouTube description box. So if you're watching this on podcast or listening on podcast, there will be a link to the YouTube video. And then you can go down to all our suggestions. We'll make links. Won't we, Kristen?
Yeah, we can. That's cool. Yeah. Well, some of them, you'll hear some of mine that you won't be able to have a link for it, but
yeah.
You can figure it out.
Ditto. But we'll link some.
Yes.
Okay. So I just learned about this. The skylight. Have you heard of this picture frame? The skylight?
No.
So it's a digital frame. Okay, cool. But you get like a unique email address to that frame. So it's a digital picture frame, and anyone who has the email address or like an app that hooks up to it can send pictures like directly to your picture frame. So I was thinking this would be like a good one for like people that live alone or seniors or something like that. It just like as a fun little, even though it's like a technology thing, and I know a lot of like older people aren't crazy about it, but it's just like a simple touch screen, and there'll be a notification on it, I believe, that shows you if like people have sent you new photos, and all you do is just swipe and it'll scroll through the new photos that are in your frame. And I guess it's like a timed thing and it'll just flip through. So I just thought that would be so cool to have, to like, I don't know, it's like an exciting little thing to look forward to. Like, oh, did anybody send me new photos today? And it's not like on a phone where you get kind of all the random pictures. I feel like the people sending them to your frame are going to send you like the best pictures for your frame. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and
I ate this meal today.
Well, on your phone, they get like lost in the chat, in the text thread, or even if they're in your photo album on your phone, out of sight, out of mind type of thing. So if it's right there on your counter. And then, like you said, if it's for like, grandparents or anything like that, you can send like the kids' first day of school pictures or like pumpkin picking pictures. Like, hey, grandma and grandpa, look what we did this weekend,
Yes,
so that's
exactly. Really cool. And I may be wrong. I think there might be video option too, but don't quote me on that. But that one was kind of not like crazy pricey, but I think that one is like in the $150 to $200 range. So just, if you're on a budget, that may not be the one. But one that might work is my second suggestion.
Mm.
I just have this as like a whole group, like a category, but experience gifts. So like tickets to paint and sip class, tickets to the movie,
Yep.
tickets to like the farm classes. Like Kristen's been doing the flower arranging, like pick your own
Yes.
flowers and make a bouquet. And she did that wasn't at a farm, the dried flower one. That was at a florist, wasn't it?
Yes, but it's the same girl. So she opened up that flower shop 3 weeks ago, and now she has all her classes at the shop right in my town.
That's awesome. So there you go.
So
Experience
awesome.
gifts. And especially if this is like for a parent or something like that, go with them. Like, I'm taking you to this paint and sip, we're going to do it together kind of situation. Because otherwise, if you just get them a gift card, they may never use it if they're like some people that I know. Or myself, who has a spa gift certificate that has been in my wallet for 2 years and I've never used it. True story. Yeah, plan to go with them, and then it will ensure that it actually happens.
Yeah.
So those are two. Kristen's turn.
Now that you mentioned a spa, that was one thing I have on here, like a spa package or just a simple massage. And since you don't want to just give them their gift certificate that they may never use, book, like, I know they have like a couples massage, but it's not really like, there's nothing really couples about it. So you could make it like a best friend massage or mother daughter or whatever. Because we did that on the cruise. We did a couples massage. And literally the only thing that made it couples is at the end, they like, because we had like, the hot towels over our face and stuff. At the end, they took my arm and Kyle's arm and had us hold hands, like across the table. that was the only thing that was like couple,
Yeah.
So you can definitely just do it with your mom or your best friend and just tell them we're not going to hold hands at the end.
That's it. Unless you want to, we're not here to judge.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's a good one though. Like a massage or anything like that, because once again, talking about people that don't want stuff.
Yeah,
that doesn't give you any stuff to accumulate. It's and everybody can appreciate a massage. I think maybe I won't say everybody, most people.
Yeah,
can appreciate a massage. This gift idea comes from my sister-in-law, who did this for us one time that I thought was super cute. It was a movie night gift basket. So she made a gift basket. I think for me, because I don't drink, she gave me like a mug with hot cocoa in it or something like that. There was a bag of popcorn and there was a DVD of like a movie that she wanted me to see. I can't for the life of me remember what it was. This was like a couple years back, but something like that. So like maybe, their favorite drink, whatever that is, a bag of popcorn, a glass to put the drink in. The movie is the most important part. And you just label it like movie night gift bag or whatever. And I thought it was super cute. I like that idea.
I have that on my list. Like,
do you?
Well, not specifically movie, but I have a create a basket gift.
Okay. Yeah.
So like you can do like snacks. Snacks was one of mine. The movie night, I have like a skincare basket. You can buy like all different little like skincare, maybe have them do like a, mask night or something.
Yeah.
Maybe do a basket of like accessories. Maybe have a couple different pieces of jewelry in there. It doesn't have to be like a big basket either. Just like, something cute. So that way they have a little bit of a variety of things and hopefully they'll like something in it. Right.
Yeah, that's true. The more little things you get, the more likely they are to use at least one of them.
Yeah.
Yep. I did another one I wrote down gift basket wise was like a tea lover's gift basket. Yes. And I wrote this down as well. Consumables from local stuff. So like a local honey, local teas, local like lotions or salves or any body care products.
Yeah.
Jams, jellies, butters, not like a butter, but like an apple butter, pumpkin butter, or anything like that.
Yep.
Confections, candies, any of that stuff. Usually any area you go to, there's like a local shop or something like that. Like in Virginia, we actually have the Virginia shop. But there's tons of like little independent shops that have that stuff too.
Yep.
And so I was along those lines, I was thinking a tea gift basket. If you have a tea lover, get them local honey, local tea, and then like a mug as your part of your gift basket or a thermos. Just saying, I freaking love thermoses. Like anything that can keep my drinks hot or cold, whichever.
Yep.
I love me a thermos. In case you can't tell.
Yeah.
I love a thermos. I always have it, especially with like, the easy open and close lids.
Yep.
I love a thermos. So just personally, I don't know. A lot of people drink coffee.
Yeah, I was gonna say coffee too. You can do something for a coffee lover too. Maybe have different flavors.
Totally. And that's another local thing too. You can't grow it locally typically unless you have like a greenhouse and skills, but a lot of people roast locally. Like we have a few local roasters that import their beans and then they roast them locally and sell them as like Virginia coffee. So
yeah.
And then you could do the mug thing again and the hood.
Yes, and we can even expand on this idea further and go into like a local brewery beers, because a lot of breweries have them on tap where you can get like growlers.
That's true.
You can get like a couple of those. Wineries, I know we have these all over by me. You can go to a winery, grab a couple bottles of their wine, maybe some cheeses, stuff like that. So that's another idea too.
Yes. I love that. I always love giving local beers.
Yes.
Okay, so magazine subscription is one I threw on here.
Okay.
I don't know how universal that is for everybody, but I just feel like there's a magazine for everybody. Like every flavor person out there and all your interests, there's a magazine for it.
Yeah.
So this was an idea I was thinking for myself, but I did not tell anybody. And now I'm like, maybe I should let somebody know. I was thinking like a crochet magazine because I'm crocheting all the time. And a lot of times the magazines have patterns in them. Yeah. So it's like getting a free pattern monthly to try out or just like see different projects, get project ideas or something. And that's just one craft. I'm sure they have magazines for painters and, whatever else you're into. They have tattoo magazines. They have, I think High Life is still in production if you're into that sort of thing. Southern Living, Southern Lady. I got that for my sister-in-law one year.
Beers, we can go back into that. There's beer magazines. There's wine magazines.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's coffee and tea ones too, like for all those people that love different things like that.
Yep. Absolutely. So that's an idea. And I think not all these, but I know that some of them, like getting hard copies of things is kind of going the wayside. So if you're on a budget, I think a lot of them offer like online subscriptions. So you have access to the articles and everything on their website, but not necessarily a physical copy. So just depending on what, your recipient prefers, as well as like maybe your budget. Cause I'm assuming it would be cheaper to get an online subscription than to get the physical magazine, but
true.
Anywho. All right, your turn.
Okay. A dehydrator. So you can make...
I'm using one right now, actually.
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, so you can make your own jerky, any type of jerky. You can dehydrate fruit. You can dehydrate, literally anything. And it's funny because I had actually gotten this for Kyle a couple of years ago. And we literally used it all the time. Like it was like the most coolest thing. It was a little bit of a pain in the butt to clean, but it was very much worth it.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I've literally today, we've owned this thing. We're the worst at this. We've owned this thing for probably 2 years. And today's the first time I'm using it.
Yeah.
Because it's been in my basement because we're like, it's so big. Ours, we got like a huge one. It's not small. And so, although, you know what? Okay. I take that back. This is our second dehydrator. The first one we used a lot. We actually did dehydrate some veggies and stuff. We made like fruit leathers and stuff like that.
Yes.
This new one though is like a much like bigger one, higher quality. Our other one broke. And so we haven't used this one since we got it like 2 years ago. And today's the first time I'm using it. And I'm actually using it to make a cat toy. I'm dehydrating catnip that we grew.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'm going to crush it up and like put it inside of a cat toy for this upcoming sale I'm supposed to be doing. So that's another idea. Yeah, your herbs in general, dry your herbs.
And catnip is an actual plant. So, and then the catnip that is given to cats is the dried version.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Good idea.
Yeah. We'll see how it works. I don't know. Whoever ends up with it is going to have to tell me how well it works now because I don't have a cat. But yeah. But that's good. So this is another one that I thought was super cute. The bird buddy.
Yes,
Yeah,
I want that thing.
yeah, I do too. So there's different versions of it. Okay, if I put a link in the description box, I'll put one up for the bird buddy as well as like some other ones that aren't quite as expensive because the bird buddy is pricey. It's
Yeah.
like it's pricey, but I found another version of it that's very highly rated and it's under $100. But so the bird, but I just found out about this thing. I was like, this is cool. It's a birdhouse with a camera attached to it, basically, and the camera quality is pretty darn good. And the birds will like perch in front of the camera to eat bird food. And your camera will turn on and like take snapshots of the bird and send it to your phone. I think it can take videos too.
Yeah.
And then it also IDs the bird and then gives you like a little factoid about like the birds that are visiting your little birdhouse and that are like around your house, the wildlife around your house. That is so freaking cool.
It is. My cousin's boyfriend's mom bought one, and I have her on Facebook, and she posts like the pictures and videos from it, and I'm like, this is so freaking cute.
Yeah.
Like, I love seeing that. I'm like, is she gonna post again? Because that was so cute.
I love it. Like we sometimes every once in a while, like when we're doing school and stuff like that, we'll just throw something on in the background. And there's so many YouTube videos. It's just like a camera at a bird feeder, like a live stream of it. So this is like the real, like your own version of that in your own backyard. I just think it's a very clever idea. Let's put it that way. I think it's pretty cool. 100%. But I think that's a great gift for everybody, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess it is another thing, but it's not like something that has to be in your house. It's like out in the yard, you know, It's not to give space in your house and it's cool. And it's like a little treat to have when you're like not around, you know, you're out in the world and you get a little ding on your phone. And you're like, oh, there's a cardinal at my feet, you know, or whatever. I don't know. It just brings you a little bit of joy, I think.
I like how it IDs too. So you can like learn about the bird too. I like that.
Yeah.
And it'll be that's actually good for kids too, because they can learn about the birds and be able to ID them and know about them and stuff like that. So that's a good one.
For sure. Yeah. That totally appeals to me because we've been like super into nature watching this year because we set up like I have an old kiddie pool that we just put in the backyard and filled it with water and I had the kids throw some sticks in it. I dug up some like plants from our little like wetland area on our property and threw it in the pond. We've had like a bajillion frogs in this thing.
Yeah.
We had a snake come. We've had like all sorts, like, you know, different bugs and dragonflies around. And then this year we had hummingbirds for the first time. We put out a hummingbird feeder and they were coming like crazy. So like my kids are just like all about watching nature. That was like our daily routine. It's going out in the morning and checking on the frogs and doing a frog count.
Aww.
It's like now that it's colder, we don't see them as much, but we've seen as many as 13 frogs in that pool at one time, like out, just hanging out on the sticks and stuff.
That's pretty cool. They like it.
It's super cool.
Awesome.
Okay. So the rest of these are what I put in my practical gift category. But I love this. We have one of these, a battery charger with rechargeable batteries.
Yes.
That can get pricey, but it's like an upfront cost. And then like you are set for a long time. I think it's great to still have batteries, like regular batteries, just in case your power goes out and you can't recharge the batteries that you have. Like you should probably just have regular batteries for backup. But the battery charger with like get some good quality batteries and like you are set for so long. It's so nice to not be like draining through batteries, especially if you have some sort of something. I don't know. Like my husband used to go through, he played like Xbox, like a wireless Xbox thing that had batteries. And it was just like 2 AA batteries. And those things drained all the time. I think the controller just like drained them extra. You know what I'm saying? Like, or he just played that much. I don't know. But like it went through batteries. So he was constantly like replacing the batteries. So the charged ones were nice. And there's a bunch of stuff that eats up batteries like that. So,
well, yeah, like our Ring cam on our front door, the Ring camera, I mean, that thing goes through batteries like crazy. And we used to have a rechargeable battery kit. And when we were in the apartment, I don't know where it is now, because now that you're mentioning that, I'm like, yeah, where is ours?
Yeah. I don't know.
Look for that.
That's like one of those things. They just like grow legs. I swear. We had
Right?
to get a new one because we couldn't find ours. We haven't even moved anywhere. It's just like, where did I put that thing? I don't know, because we have a couple different types. We have one that like sits on the countertop. It's like a plug-in, like with a cord. I mean, and then we had another one that plugs directly into the wall.
Yep.
So the difference in those ones is the one that plugs directly into the wall has to have 2 batteries, like to create a circuit while it charges. And the standalone one that's connected to the cord doesn't. You can just charge 1 battery at a time if you need to. So they're more expensive, but they're efficient.
Worth it, I think.
Totally. And then along those lines, this is like one of those gifts I never asked for, and I use it all the time. Speaking of batteries, is a battery checker. I got it as a stocking stuffer for my mother-in-law, and I freaking love that thing. It's like this big, and all you do, you just like put a battery in it, and like it shows you if it has a charge or not. Like it's got a little meter. It's like a little Presidium.
I used to have those back when I lived at home. I don't, again, where they went, who knows?
You got to get another one, man. They're so useful.
Yeah.
Especially if you get the rechargeable batteries too, because it, shows you if you need to recharge them or like they're good to go or not.
Yep.
Or like if you, I don't know. I use it all the time because we have like a battery drawer, which just has like loose batteries hanging out. And I don't know. I've used it a bunch. It's a cheap gift, but it's, a nice little stocking stuffer gift.
Yeah.
This is how I got this gift. Every year, our family tradition on my husband's side, we play a stocking stuffer game where you get a gift for everybody that's like cheap. We're saying like $5 max, and wrap it up, and you give it to the person and they have to guess it before they can open it.
Okay. Do you guys, anyone ever get it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. Yes. Because, there's like certain rules. Like if it's in a box, you have to take it out of the box so that it's not just like a box they're guessing. They have to feel the shape of it and stuff.
Gotcha.
So, but it's funny because some are like super obvious, and then some are just like they're sitting there fondling their gift for like 40 minutes, totally determined to figure it out. And just like, like, what the heck is this thing? And then, you have the thing they open and they're like, oh, Usually if they can't figure it out, we'll give hints like what room it's used in or what you use it for or whatever. But it's great fun though. It's a fun game. Anyway, so that battery thing, I don't think I guessed that one. I think I had to have some hints for that one. Anywho, do you want to go again? How many do you have left? I've got 3 left, I think.
Well, I have 3 left also.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll do one and then you do one. So I'll do so I've done this. I get ornaments for people sometimes, like if you know that they have a Christmas tree, obviously. And what I did for one of my bosses way back when, because he's like one of those people who had everything and he was very wealthy. So it's like, well, what can I possibly get him that he can't just buy himself, and plus he's a man. Like I don't know what to do. So I actually got more of like a family gift for him. And it was a Swarovski crystal ornament. And it was, I got them at Macy's and they were dated, they had like the year on it. So every year they came out with a new one and I would get that for him and his family.
Oh, that's sweet.
I mean, who knows if they liked it, but I figured, they're wealthy. Maybe they like some blingy crystal Swarovski ornament on their tree,
Yeah, I would like it. I would like that. Just saying personally.
Yeah,
I like sparkly stuff though.
Yeah,
but yeah, that seems like that's good. I think that's a totally appropriate gift for that scenario for sure. I approve.
Yes.
Practical small gift. Notepad, magnetic notepad with a pen for your refrigerator.
I love those and I use them all the time.
Me too. Unfortunately, I have the problem of the ones I've been getting recently, the magnets pop off the back.
Oh no.
And then it's just a notepad, and that is not nearly as cool as the ones that are on the fridge, because that is so convenient, especially for grocery lists. You're like, oh, I just ran out of milk. Okay, let me write that down, or whatever the thing is, because it's right there.
I know. And I actually have taught Kyle now to do that. Like when something runs out, he'll be like, "Oh, we don't have any more of this." And I'm like, "Did you write it on the list?" And he's like, "I'm doing that now."
Yep. There you go.
Mhm.
Great. Another great stocking stuffer idea too. Like a nice
Yeah.
practical one, or like a low cost gift if you're looking for
Yes.
something.
Yep.
That'd be a good hostess gift too, maybe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You get one that's got a theme on it, like she really likes, I don't know, Boston Terriers, for example.
Yeah.
I know they have them because I have one. A Boston Terrier notepad with
Nice.
magnets. Yeah.
Yep.
Or, anything. So yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. I miscounted. I actually have 3 left now.
Okay. So I'll do this one, then you do 2, and then I'll do my last one.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I also talked about this on my YouTube channel because I was doing like gift idea videos.
Mhm.
A tabletop or countertop herb garden. And
I did see you post that. Yeah.
granted, it does take up space on the counter or wherever you're going to put it. It's probably almost 2 feet, I would say. But if somebody that really likes to cook or really likes herbs, or you can probably grow flowers in it if you wanted. But
Yep.
I just thought that was a great idea. Like my mom, she loves using fresh herbs to cook with, especially basil. Even if you just fill it with basil, it's awesome to just have that fresh herb. Maybe you live in an apartment, you can't have a garden or whatever, so you can have this little tabletop or countertop herb garden. And the one I had found, actually my sister has it. It was $30. So it's affordable.
Not bad. Yeah.
And it's a pretty impressive gift, if I don't say so myself.
Yeah, I love that. And it doesn't necessarily have to live in the kitchen. It can live on any surface.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You could put it in your closet and still be growing herbs, really, because it's got a light attached to it, right? Isn't that the whole point?
Yep.
Just saying, you can put it anywhere you want.
Yep.
That's great. Even I do have like space, if you will, but my windows that face like get sunlight is pretty limited. So like even if you don't get that good of sunlight in your house to be growing plants in a window, that would be a great solution.
Exactly.
Sure. Love it. Portable battery jumper for someone's car.
There you go.
I don't think I need to say much on this. It's just, it lives in your trunk.
Yep.
It jumps if you run out of batteries, you need a jump. You have it in your car already. You don't have to trust the kindness of strangers to help you with your car. You're good to go.
Exactly.
That's it.
Great gift idea.
Yes. And on the this was suggested on Reddit. A AAA membership for your car.
Yes.
While we're on the subject of cars.
Mm-hmm.
You never know if you're going to need it.
It's not very expensive either for like a year membership.
Really? I didn't look into it at all as far as cost goes. So
I'm pretty sure it's under $200 for the year.
Okay.
It might even be around the $100 range. My parents buy it for me and my sister, so I don't remember, but it's definitely affordable.
So for those who have never even heard of AAA, which is hard for me to believe, but just in case, what kind of services do you get with that membership?
It's just a tow. So we get it depends on the package, but you get a free tow, and it depends on which package you have, how many miles it's free for. Okay. So somebody you call and somebody will come out and change your tire if you need it, or tow you to wherever you need to go. It's roadside assistance. If you need gas, they'll come bring it to you. But I think the certain package, depends on how many miles you get for free of a tow. Like, because if it could be you can go to the closest garage if you wanted, or if you wanted like your own and it's further, there's all types of different plans.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, roadside assistance. I didn't even think about like that, because I always just associate them with towing cars, but didn't even think about like a basic tire change or something like that.
Yeah.
Or gas, running out of gas, whatever it may be. Interesting. So yeah, no, that's just like, it's a year's worth of reassurance when you're driving. That's pretty cool. Okay. All right. You got one more?
Yeah, so my last one. So this we actually did, me and my sister used to do for my parents. We would take like a piece of paper and cut like slips and write or print on the computer it's like an offer help gift certificate. And we would write like, good for one day of washing the dishes, or good for one day of doing the laundry, or like something like that, like that they can cash in and be like, all right, Kristen, we want you to do the laundry today, so we're going to cash this in, like something like that we used to do.
Nice.
Do like gift certificates.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great gift for anybody. That's the gift of your time, really. Like,
yeah. So it's a good idea. Yeah, for kids, if kids want to do that for like their parents or grandparents, or even just maybe let's just say me and Kyle, and I write one up for like one free back massage or something, like one hour back massage, or whatever the situation is, so they can cash that in.
That's cool. I like that. Okay, from the least expensive gift to the most on this entire list.
Seriously.
I just heard about this today. The bed jet.
What is that? No.
I never heard of this thing. I just heard about it today. It's like a sheet, basically, but it's a cooling and heating sheet.
Huh.
So you can set the temperature of your bed, and it will cool you down if you're having a hot flash, and it'll heat you up if it's freaking the dead of winter in New York and your toes are freezing.
So now is it the fitted sheet or the sheets that you pull over as a blanket?
It's fitted. I think it's like a mattress pad kind of situation.
Gotcha. Okay.
The only problem I noticed with it is that there's like a unit, it'll like blow. I think it blows air. So like you get like kind of like a cooling jet. I guess that's why they call it a jet. Like through your sheets kind of thing. And which sounds freaking awesome, frankly, if you're really hot. However, it's like a box. So like the actual fan and all that to operate the sheet, it's like a box and like a tube that comes up, connects to the bed. It looks a little unsightly to me, one. And two, if you have a low set bed, like my mom, for example, she's got one of those, oh shoot, I forget what they're called, but it's like an adjustable bed, basically.
Oh, I know what you mean.
What do they call a sleep number? She has a sleep bed. And there's like no room under it. My bed, we have a platform frame. You couldn't fit anything under it. So like in all their advertisements, the thing just slides under your bed. Gotcha. And like the tube comes up at the foot of the bed and feeds into the sheet. You couldn't do that. You'd have to like know where to put it if you don't have space under your bed. But the concept of it sounds freaking amazing. But the price, this is like $350 to $450 range. And it goes higher from there because there's another option where you can get it split sides. So like, your spouse can have whatever they want. And you can have whatever you want on your side. You can adjust it.
Yeah.
This is my remote. We operate it with two hands, apparently. Yeah. So, but it sounds luxurious and, people freaking love it, apparently. So.
Yeah, I mean, the dual one is cool for like me who's always cold, but Kyle who's always hot.
Yeah, exactly. This thing's got you covered. But it's going to cost you. That setup is like $600 to $800 or something like that. Yeah, it's pricey.
Yeah.
But if you have the money to spend, and you want to spend it for yourself or like somebody that you can't buy stuff for, or like, your hormonal mother-in-law who gets night sweats all the time. Or you who gets night sweats all the time. No. Not yet, but it's coming, I'm sure. Apparently these things are amazing. So yeah, I literally just found out about it today when I was looking up stuff to discuss for the show. And I was like, what the heck is a bed jet? And I looked it up. I was like, brilliant. Because I guess you can get cooling sheets and you can get heated sheets. Obviously, those have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
But this is like a dual situation. So.
It's really cool. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the end of my list.
Yeah. And that's the end of mine. And let us know what your gift ideas are. Do you have any gift ideas for the impossible person or the person who has everything, or just in general?
Or do you have any of the things we mentioned, and do you love them or hate them? And like, let us, because we don't want to suggest things that people are like, oh my God, the bed jet was the worst decision I've ever made. Let us know. Let everybody know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that pretty much does it for this episode. We went long today, but
Woo-wee! I didn't even look at the time.
Guys, we're having fun. Hopefully you guys got something good out of our conversation today. And yeah, let us know. Let us know all your tips too, not just the gift stuff, but all the etiquette stuff and everything else we've talked about. What are your tips for surviving the holidays? And hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving anyway, because by the time this airs, Thanksgiving will have passed. And maybe that'll be warm up for the, rest of the holidays of the year. I don't know. But all right. Anything else to say?
That's it. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Wait, we have to talk about that. Because the next time we have a show, we'll be live.
Oh, yes.
We didn't mention that. Okay, well,
let's mention it.
We're going to be live on December 22nd. We will be live, just having a little fun old holiday party, hanging out, chatting, maybe playing some games, which means we will probably be skipping the Apple podcast that day, I presume, because we don't really have a topic necessarily.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the next time we'll see you guys is December 22nd, right before Christmas. Live.
A little live holiday party.
Yes. So join us if you can. I will send out an email to my email list, and Kristen probably will too. And we'll give you a little link to where that show will be so you can set a reminder.
Yep.
So until the next one after that for the podcast, which will be the 5th of January, I have everything written down right in front of me. We hope that you guys have an awesome holiday if you don't catch us on the live. And we thank you for being here and listening to us and supporting both of us and our channel and everything. And yeah, and we hope if we don't see you for New Year's, I hope your New Year's is awesome too.
Yes.
All right. Okay, guys. Hopefully we see you at the party though. What were you going to say? I cut you off. What?
Be safe. Have fun. Don't argue.
We need that on a t-shirt. Those are words to live by right there. All right, you guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks, hopefully. Okay.
Bye.